Did you put the onions in yet? Are you sure? Can you show them to me? No, in here. Did you? I didn't see you put an onion in, honey. You put the dirt in. Now I want to see you put the onion in.
But wait a minute.
I think you forgot.
I didn't do it yet.
Okay, so put the onions in and then we'll know you didn't forget. Onion here and onion there.
Haven't done.
And which side goes up, honey? I didn't see any onions in them. You put dirt in them, but you didn't put onions in yet. Which side goes up? What do we call that part? The pointy side goes up?
Yeah.
Yep, the pointy side goes up. Okay, put one in here now. Whatever. But if it's a tree service, I run. Because with tree services, generally that means the person doesn't care about wood. They just care about the aesthetics of not having the tree there anymore. And so I ran over and they were taking down a pine tree and I asked them, and so they're going to load the wood for me. They already brought me some chips and they're doing it for free because I'm just next door, and they'd have to drive 20 minutes into the closest dump because our local dump is only open on weekends. So I wanted to show you what it looks like when I'm applying mulch. Anywhere that the ducks have made the ground really, really flat because they paddle on it and it just flattens everything and it makes it really nasty and hard. Makes it so water doesn't hold in very well. And you can see the mess that the kids have made, which is kind of frustrating. But all this mulch will cover that. I've gone and picked up all the garbage that's in big enough pieces. And I need to pull up some hoses. But this is what I'm talking about when I say that the ducks make things flat. If you can see that, it just looks hard packed. And that's ducks poop kind of like seals the top of the soil. And it's really nasty and really dirty. So about every 3 to 6 months, I come in and put about half a ton of mulch on. And that costs me about $40. It just kind of depends on the weather and that kind of thing. But I'd say about half a ton every 6 months. And you can see all the apples. The ducks are just loving them. So you start at the farthest place away from where you're coming in. So I started here. And this is where I put the first bale down because you don't want to have to be dodging it. And what I do all the time, and I don't know why I do it, it's so stupid. I get all excited about covering up the places that are the ugliest, and I forget that they're right in my path. And mulch is fine to go on once it's had a chance to settle. But in the beginning, it's very fluffy and very hard to get a wheelbarrow over. And the other thing is, once I pop these, or once I place them, I pop them immediately because otherwise I get distracted and pull them to other places thinking they need them more. If I don't just open them right now, I have a tendency to not actually apply the mulch and to move them to somewhere else. So this is what it looks like after I have come in and kicked it around a little bit. This didn't need to be done. It's still soft and airy and has plenty on it. So what I did was I took my grain, and anywhere that I had kicked it up, I poured grain on top of these bales that I've kind of kicked around a little bit. And I'll show this to you tomorrow. And what it'll look like is this. They'll do all that in a very short amount of time, and it'll look really pretty. And it'll cover up a lot of the chicken feathers and garbage out here that the girls have left that's biodegradable, like the paper. So it'll look a lot better. Okay, I'm going to try and show you what I got finished. Okay, so I have moved all my cool weather plants here underneath the swing set. My kids don't play in this area. So I dug away all the mulch so that they're in contact with bare soil. I dumped 3 buckets of really, really strong rabbit manure tea on the dirt, put the boxes in, pushed the mulch up back around them. I have a frost cloth on the back ready to be put on at any minute. And this is not like my kids can still swing. This won't be in their way. And I think it'll be a fun place to harvest strawberries and peas from anyway. These are duck eggs. They are my favorite kind of egg. The thing about ducks is that they don't lay them in a nest. They kind of just lay them out everywhere. But they're hard as rocks. They're really, really hard to get the the shell to crack. And they are just wonderful. They are my favorite egg. And we're really lucky because the younger ducks just barely started laying just as we're going into winter. Just as the chickens are stopping laying. I just went out and thinned my winter beds. So I pulled out a whole bunch of radishes. These were the ones that had no damage to them. Some of the others had some worms in them and stuff, but these are perfect. These were purple plum, I believe. You can see how big they are. And then I had some mullein that I had planted in with those, so I'm going to dry that. And then I had a squash that I pulled out. Kind of fun.